Alright YouTube, what is going on? It's ConflctNerd Callum here today, bringing you another episode of another brick in the mall. In today's episode, well, we decided to go ahead and build this monstrosity, which we might get to in this episode. However, because we unlocked, or we didn't unlock, but we unblocked this road here, we're having major issues just because of we have a much larger influx of people now. So we need to go ahead and deal with that before we go ahead and work on our grand shopping mall. So how am I going to deal with this? Well, we need to go ahead and first of all add in some more car parks. That's what I really need to do. So we're going to add a larger road down here. We're going to add another larger road in here. We then want to go ahead and leave a gap, so we're going to have spaces there. So that means I want to build a road along there and a road along there. I'm going to have to hire more builders extremely shortly, honestly, because you'll see this is filling up. It's already 9 o'clock in the morning and my queues are just insane, so I need to hire a lot more staff as well. And the restaurant is starting to get a bit more use. It's still not really at the level I want it to be at, if you know what I mean, but it's doing much better than it once was, so I can't complain. But just look at this, look at how bad our supermarket is. This is something which really needs to be dealt with. As you can see, we're at near enough 154 spaces, so this is why I really need to go ahead and add in a lot more customer parking pronto. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to slow this game down actually. There's no need to play on the speed of ×3 right now, just because there's just so much going on. Right up until now, there's not really been that much going on, or stuff has been going on but not at a very fast rate, whereas now it's just the total other way around. Everything is just going at such some speed. I need to go ahead and slow things down quite a bit. So the one thing I need to do is hire more staff. That's one thing I need to go ahead and do. So let's jump in here. Let's go back to our store one. Let's go ahead into staff and let's buy ourselves, not buy, but hire some more cashiers. So your sociability is awful. What else have we got here? I mean, in general, everyone's not that great. We're going to go ahead and hire you, Andrew Erickson, because you seem to be a decent fit. So you'll start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now the thing is, we do have 12 checkouts which we can go ahead and use. So essentially we can have 12 cashiers working at once. However, there is room to go ahead and add more, and that is definitely something that I am willing to go ahead and do. So let me go ahead and continue to hire some more cashiers here. So again, I'm really not happy in general, all in all. We'll go ahead and hire you for the time being. You're going to go ahead and start at 6 AM. Then we're going to go ahead and hire another cashier. And yeah, it's really not a good mix. We'll go ahead and Johnny Harrison, I think you'll be the next one. So we've got someone starting at 6, so we'll start another person at 12. So right at the peak of the day, we've got 12 people working. The majority of the day, there's 11 cashiers. Hopefully that's going to be enough. The next thing we need to do though is add in some more stock members, because we're definitely seeing so many empty shelves here. That's something which we really need to go ahead and get on top on as well. So stock clerks, again, it's not a good balance. This is not a good roster right now. So we're going to go ahead and hire, oh, I really don't know. I think we might go for, let me think, Sarah. I think we'll go for Sarah, or Sarah. I mean, Sarah, like, if it was Sarah, it would have the H, would it not? So strange. Anyway, let's go ahead and hire you. You're going to start at 6 AM in the morning. We need to go ahead and hire someone else though. This person looks good. At J Barbaras, you seem pretty decent, so we'll go ahead and hire you. You're going to start at, yeah, probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so you used to do back-to-back shifts, and then that'll carry us through to 10 o'clock. So that should hopefully go ahead and help solve this problem here in our store. We have 200 customers on site. We've managed to complete that achievement, which is good. So the next one is, well, that's not updated there, but I just got it down the bottom actually. Or it must have been, I must have 100 on site, and now we're going ahead and we're pushing for 200. So that kind of makes sense. So 149, it's been a very large leap from 70 up to this amount very quickly. The next thing as well, missed opportunities, sales 53, that's a lot, and that's going to continue to go up. And also, yeah, checkouts are full and car park is full, so a lot of stuff there we need to go ahead and deal with. We've also unlocked electronics, but essentially there's not much more room in our store, so we need to go ahead and we'll fill up the rest of this store, but I'm definitely not expanding it anymore. I'm actually going to be adding in more car parks up the back, I've decided, at the end of this episode, I think. So let's continue to go ahead and fill out here. I could go ahead and continue to look at needs. Really right now I do not have a lot of time, that's the bottom line. The good thing is actually we're really doing well on our fast food. We are actually doing more than required, but I think that's the only... I think maybe in one of the food things, we're doing well on candies, I think it was. So that was, I think that was the only green which was actually overtaking the yellow, but now it doesn't look like that is the case for candies either. Is there anything that we're really badly needing? Fresh meat. Why is fresh meat and fresh fish so in demand? I honestly don't know. I'm literally going to go ahead and fill you with fresh meat, you with fresh meat, you with fresh meat, and then you with fresh fish. So that's a lot there. There's so much more stocking that needs to be done actually. And even going ahead and hiring in this more staff, I don't think it's really going to make that large a difference. How are we doing on extending the car park? So we're up to 202 spaces, however we're going to need even more than that. And what I'm actually going to start to do as well is add in some more spaces up at the top here too. So let me go ahead and jump back into road work. Let's go ahead and build a road up here and then along, actually let's not do that. Let's go ahead and build you up one more. This is where the staff car park is going to be mainly for the time being. Then we're going to head and basically add in some more normal car parking along the top. I also want to remove this road and just move it back up a little bit so these two roads are together. I can't obviously go ahead and extend this road to the right because it would go through the shop, and I like to have a nice grid pattern for this. I think that's going to be very important. So with all this as well, we are starting to get a lot of complaints, as you can see. So people are leaving because the checkouts were full, and that was in the fast food restaurant, and that was at 6 o'clock at night. We are missing sales opportunities in the shop because it looks like that was at 7 o'clock at night. Their checkouts are full, and then restaurant again at 11 o'clock. So definitely need to work on the restaurant as well. Let's slow things back down again for the time being. So let me go ahead and do some more staff only parking along the top here. Then we'll go ahead, I'm going to add more entrances into the store as well very shortly. So that is a lot more staff car parking. Then let's go ahead and do some customer parking as well. We'll do that along here. Just so we've got, we've got a lot of parking down the bottom, but we might as well go ahead and do some more along the top here as well. And then I think that should do for the time being. We can add some more into here too. I don't know how much of this will get used at the top, but at least it's there in case it all does fill up. Right, the next thing I want to go ahead and do is add in some more doors. That's what I want. So we jump in here to objects. Let's go up to double door. Let's add in a double door at the top there. Let's go ahead and add one up here, and there's already one up there, so that works out fine. And I'm quite happy with how the shop is looking. I literally cannot extend the shop anymore. Honestly, I really can't. I could go ahead and maybe add in a few more here, but honestly, I think I need to go ahead and build some more checkouts, and that is what I'm going to go ahead and do. So let's go ahead and rotate you two guys, and let's go ahead and stick you in there, and then you in there, then you in there, and then you in there. So that's me got 16 checkouts for the shop all in all, which is quite a lot, but it's definitely needed. It really badly is. I also want to go ahead and update my floor tiles, just keep with my pattern. Smallest of details I know, but I want to keep with the pattern, which fits in like that. I just need to hire so many more staff. So stock clerk, we're going to go ahead and get another stock clerk. You're so slow. Actually, you're not too bad. We'll go ahead and take you. So you're going to be not at midnight. As long as you don't start at midnight, any time bar midnight, you can go ahead. You can start at like 4 o'clock or maybe even 2 o'clock in the morning. That'll work out fine there. So it's now 7 o'clock in the morning and things are slowly but surely starting to pick up. I'm going to hire myself some more cashiers for the day. So Rich Rhodes, you're going to get hired and you're going to be going from, I have no idea now, 6 o'clock in the morning. We will go ahead and probably sort this out a little bit better going forward, but for the time being I'm just sort of panic bringing people into the company. Rosaline Saha, I think your name is pronounced. You look pretty good as well, so we'll go ahead and add you in. You're going to be from like, I don't know, 2 o'clock onwards, so that works out fine. So at one stage we have 13 cashiers in our store, so hopefully they're going to be able to go ahead and deal with everything that is being thrown at them. The next thing I need to go ahead and do though is add in a builder. That's definitely something I want to go ahead and do. We need more builders because we're building a lot right now, as you can see over here. So constantly got a builder over here. We need building up the top. We just need a lot more builders. That's really it. So maintenance center. I think I also need to hire more janitors as well. There's a lot I need to do. Not gonna lie here. Right, so you'll be a pretty decent janitor. You can go ahead and start at... Yeah, you're going to start at midnight actually, because I think we need that a little bit better 24/7 now. You are Donnie. You seem pretty decent as well, so we'll go ahead and hire you. Then you can start at... We'll start you at 8 o'clock in the morning, so that means throughout the day we're up at 3, and then in the evening time and overnight we're at 2. We could actually hire another janitor. I think we'll do that. And who's a good janitor? It looks like you are Chris, so we'll go ahead and hire you for the evening time. So you'll start at 4 o'clock at night and go to midnight, which works out fine. The next thing we need is a builder. That's definitely something which we need. Who's a good builder? Benjamin, you seem a pretty good builder overall, so we'll go ahead and take you. It doesn't really matter when your hours are, to be honest, actually. We'll go ahead and just do you at midnight, just because it's throughout the night, which is totally fine by me. We'll go ahead and add in another builder, just for the sake of it. Anyone else good at building? Not really, but it looks like Luke Leon's, you're going to be our other builder. You're going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning, so that works out fine there. Right, so the car park really isn't as full today as I would expect. There is some more still going in at the top. We're up to 242 spaces. I'm wanting this to be built faster, not going to lie, because I want to go ahead and move into it very, very shortly. Let's turn my attention over to the restaurant now though, because we need to go ahead and solve this issue as well. So fast food restaurant staff, definitely need some more cashiers, that's for sure. So Heather Thompson, you're getting hired and you're going to come in and do an evening. We can probably go ahead and make this 24/7 actually very, very soon. So it just depends on when I have cashiers and when I have cooks in. Let's go ahead and hire another cook. Who's good at being a cook? It looks like you are Bonnie, so we'll go ahead and hire you. You're going to go ahead and do the evening, or you're going to start at 2 till... Actually, you'll need to be 3 o'clock. Same with this cashier. This cashier needs to go to 3 o'clock, so you can reach 11 o'clock at night if you're working for 8 hours. We could also do with another cashier. As we can see, this place is getting much busier. Right now it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have 4 cashiers on. We can't have more than 4 cashiers on with this setup though. We might need to go ahead and change things going forwards. Let's go ahead and grab you as well, Phil, because you seem pretty decent. You're going to start at 6 AM in the morning. We've still got plenty of food, it looks like, in our dispensers. There maybe could be a little bit more food in the dispensers at the top, which is the soda. So I think that's fine actually. Food in general, this is all fine, so I think we're doing good. Janitor, who cleans up this area? Do they automatically just disappear with their food, or do we have to go clean it up? I don't think so. I don't see a janitor coming in here, and our stock clerks are doing fine as well, so everything's actually in general quite good at the restaurant. Today's 2 complaints. How's the overall... Yeah, we're still needing even more cashiers in this place, I'm not gonna lie. We really badly do. This will be a 2 complaints, so... Fast foods, and that was at 4 o'clock, so that's strange, that one for the fast foods. We've then got missed sales opportunities, because checkouts are full, and then again another restaurant one right at the end there. So, interesting. I definitely do need more cashiers though, that's the bottom line, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and... It's like non-stop, it literally is non-stop, but I like that. This is why I really like this game, and it's very, very addictive very, very quickly if you cannot tell. Right, let's go ahead and hire you, Rose, and you're going to go ahead and start at 4 o'clock in the morning. We then need to go ahead and hire somebody else, probably Emily here, Emily Burgess. We're going to go ahead and hire you, and you're going to start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so that's us up at 13. We're then going to hire 2 more, I think, for the time being. So Leonard, you're going to start at 6 AM, and then we're going to go ahead and hire Rich, I think, and you're going to start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's us there, going to go ahead and peak at 14, and then during the night I think we go down to as low as 3, so not too bad, still something to continue to work on though. This place is just about filled up, which is good, and I'm quite happy about it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start to lay this whole place out. It's going to take a long time, it really is, but I think it'll be worth it going forward. I do want to make this symmetrical, but realistically it's too big to make symmetrical, so that's not going to happen, I already know that. I will try my best to make it symmetrical though. So let's go ahead and start off by building. We're basically just going to pre-build shops inside, that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So let's go ahead and build this area here. So you're going to be 30 by 30, I think, in this corner here. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same over here. So you're going to be 30 by 30. I think we're actually going to go ahead and extend that by an extra 5 if we can, which works out fine. Then we're just going to have extremely large corridors in this area, I think. Actually, maybe not. We should maybe go ahead and extend you by another... Let's go ahead and extend you by another 5 on that side and another 5 on that side. So there's still a very, very wide corridor going forwards. We can go ahead and get rid of that, get rid of that, build that, get rid of that. Then we can go ahead and get rid of you and get rid of you. Then we're going to go ahead and, I mean, these are big shops, very big shops, but I mean, they're going to do the job what I want them to do. Next thing we're going to go ahead and do is remove this small area over here because that frustrates me. There's no need for it there. It was sort of just the unfortunate starting of the build. Let's go ahead and also place some objects, and let's go ahead and what do we need? We need to start off with double doors. So we'll go ahead and add in 2 double doors at the top there. We'll then also add in, coming along here, we'll add in 2 double doors there and double doors there just for corridors, and then the same at this side here. So we shuffle you along to there and to there. This is basically where all our corridors are going to be. So that's going to be 2 large shops at the top, which we're going to have, and then these are going to, it's all going to work out quite well. So let's do 2 down. We'll start off here. We'll have a double door there and a double door there. We'll just have lots of double doors opposite each other coming down here. This part here doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. I would quite like to have an open area. I don't know if this corridor is too thin, to be honest. We'll just see how things work. And it looks like I can't have double doors next to each other, which is a real problem. This door needs to be much, much, much larger for my grand mall. Alright, so there we have it. That is that working out there quite nicely. So this is sort of the grand feel which you'll be getting slowly but surely as we continue on here. So just turning my attention back over to here, actually, it looks like we've not missed a sales opportunity all day, and it's just about the end of the day. So obviously going ahead and adding in those extra cashiers has really, really worked out and sort of made the difference, it looks like. Overall, how are we doing in our shop? We're doing quite well. I do need to go ahead and fill up the rest of these clothing racks though with whatever else we have. Let's go ahead and just add in pants as well. And then up the top here, what else have we got here? Let's just go ahead and fill it up with some bread, because I mean, I can guarantee you right now the demand is bread. So that is insane. This shop is actually, I could maybe build some more stuff along the back row there, but I kind of don't want to be fair, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it for the time being. But that means we've got a lot of work to do, especially as we unlock more stuff. We also unlocked media recently as well, so that's video games, that's not electronics, there's a difference. So there's a lot of stuff in my shop which I'm currently actually just not selling at all. I am going to go ahead and jump though to bowling, that's one thing I'm going to do. So what we're going to do over here is we're going to go ahead and create 2 shops. That's really what I want to go ahead and do. And then we're going to have extremely large storage areas to go with them. Like, I mean, very large. Like, these extra wee wings here, that's what these are designed for. These are going to be our storage areas. So let me go ahead and continue to work towards this. We should actually get it open by the end of this episode, or at least 2 of them opened by the end of this episode, to be fair. But the staffing issue, that's going to be the big problem. Right, let's go ahead and, again, I'm still wanting to try and make this symmetrical as much as possible. Let's go back into build, let's go ahead and, it's just going to be the small things which is going to make this a very good food mall. So we're going to go ahead and add in our storage in there and in there as well. Then I want to go ahead and add in our checkouts. Now there's going to be a lot of checkouts, that is for sure. So let me go ahead and think about how I want to do this. Let me go ahead and jump into objects, let me go ahead and grab checkouts themselves. Let's go ahead and rotate this here. So as you come in, I don't really want checkouts to be there straight away, but then after that it's just going to be checkout after checkout after checkout, essentially just right along the top here. It's just because these shops are going to be designed in a certain way which they cannot be expanded, so once it's full, which is not the best thing. So that's a lot of checkouts there. I mean, that is a lot of checkouts there. I don't know how many it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 checkouts all in all there. That's maybe, to be fair, it is probably justified actually. And we can also go ahead and add in or remove 2 more as well. This would mean with this layout that you do your shopping, then you come up to the checkouts, then you're either going to leave through one of these doors, and I think we might actually go ahead and add in an extra double door probably there, and also probably in there as well. And then we're just going to continue to do this symmetrical layout over here as well. So with this checkout area now in place, I can go ahead and start to build these two shops. So one of them is going to be a food shop, and then one of them is going to be not a food shop. That's the bottom line. It's probably going to be just like a normal deodorant sort of shop. Then we're also going to need normal tables. We've also not really gone ahead and did the pallet thing either. So that's also got washing machines. It's got that sort of thing. Basically just proper big units which you'd have as utilities in your houses. We also need clothing shops. We need tables, we need like electronics, so we need a lot of stuff, but we are going to go ahead and start off here with foods. So how large do I want to make a checkout area? Well, I want to go ahead and make it quite large. Then, I mean, now I've gone ahead and laid out the checkouts, it doesn't really matter what the inside of the shop necessarily is going to look like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then it's going to be a 2 gap, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and that works out great. So there's 2 at that side, there's 2 in the middle, and then there is also 2 at the other side. So that works out splendido. So as you can tell, this is going to be a super, and I mean super large shopping facility. It's not small scale, or it's not going to be messed up like, I mean, this isn't messed up in a sense, it's just different. And the way it's different is it's scattered all over the place. It's not as efficient as I want it to be, and this is not planned out. That's really the bottom line. In general though, it's actually doing not too bad for like my first ever build. However, there's definitely a lot of things which I've learned from this which I'm going to go ahead and implement into our new shopping area, that is for sure. You also need to remember that we're not going to have toilets in this here. It's going to be toilets for like the whole mall. It's not actually going to be for the individual shop, because you don't need to assign a shop or a food area or whatever toilets. People just go to the toilet when they need. As you can see though, our daily profit is shooting through the roof, honestly. It's at 8,000 right now, and I think it could go a little bit higher, or that it's at its maximum right now, and it's just continuing to go up. Honestly, it's insane. The amount of sales, we're actually down on sales overall. However, it's still a really, really high number. I'm just really happy as well that the restaurant is succeeding, as well as our shop. One thing, how is it we got up to 183 cars at one point as well, so thank God we've gone ahead and extended things. When this place over here opens up though, it's just going to be absolutely crazy, I'm not going to lie. Right, so there we have it. That didn't take long enough. That literally took like 2 minutes of non-stop clicking there, a little bit ridiculous. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue our pattern with our checkouts. This is the checkout area essentially, and then we're going to have, I don't really know actually, I'm not really happy. I don't mind this cream colour, but it could be a little bit better. Just going ahead and having a look at that there. Do you like it? I don't know. Go ahead and tell me if I should keep with this cream colour or not for the general shop floor. The good thing is I can tell what area is what by going ahead and using certain colours going forward. So I do want to have a system, but I'm just not at all sure what colours to assign the system. I know that the checkout area is sort of this white, very lightly tiled area. I know that storage is a darker grey, for example, so on and so forth. Right, so this shop is actually just about ready to go, and my aim is to try and get it up and going by the end of this episode, just because the other one it's not doing it too well, let's be honest. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead, and I want to build some more objects. I need to build some staff doors actually to go ahead and allow for just goods to get in and out of here, no problem. So with that done, we can now actually go ahead and create this a proper store. So let's jump in here to assign. Let's go ahead and assign this store here. Very large 34 by 28 store, so extremely big. Then we're going to go ahead and add in more storage, which is going to go in here. Then if we jump into manage, I understand now why they have brackets, so really that makes sense. We're then going to go ahead and assign the store, that storage area right beside it, so that works out fine. The next thing I want to do is make this shop a 24/7 shop straight off the bat. Not going to lie, it's going to be like that straight off the bat. However, actually, I want to go ahead, we're just going to close it for the time being. It's going to stay closed. Even though it's defined, it's going to stay closed. Right, the next thing we need to go ahead and do is assign staff to it, or manage staff, sorry, then jump into here. So, we're on store 7 and we're going to go ahead and start to hire. We're going to need a lot of staff, and I mean an absolute shit ton of staff. So let's go ahead and get started here. So as you can see here, the shop is now actually ready to go. So it's already got all of its cashiers in play, and along with that, it's got a variety of cashiers at a variety of different times. So we'll get onto that in a second. Stock clerks, as you can see, we've got at least 2 on at all times. Then during the day, in between 10 and 6, it's actually at 3. That is what I would call the peak time overall. Going ahead and changing this now and going ahead and looking at cashiers. You can see the cashier graph is very, very random. Throughout the night we only have 3 people working, but then for the rest of the time we have a minimum of 4, I would say overall. We might need to hire someone extra in for the morning. It's really not a lot compared to the other supermarket right now. This place has at times 14 people working during the day. However, I don't know how much pressure is going to be put on this place, just due to the fact that I think we're going to go ahead and move some market share from this place over to here, and my guess it's going to be quite evenly distributed. So I've also gone ahead, I've dealt with the stock clerk issue, so we need to go ahead and actually start to put stuff on the shelves now as well. So what I'm going to do in every single shop is every single shelf is I'm going to go ahead and start to put stuff out onto the shop floor. Now I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of every single thing at least to start off with, then we'll really see what the demand is like. The bad thing is that now I've started to go ahead and do this, customers are starting to appear. However, we can already handle this, so it's not that bad. The problem is with doing this though is it just takes so long and it's so fidgety in all the different menus. This is the part I don't enjoy. I wish you could go ahead and just select an item and just select what shelf it was to go on. As you can see, it's just awkward, that's the real thing. So here we have it, here we have the shop. As you can see, it's slowly being stocked up. I've also got a lot of red triangles because I've not put a lot of items in. Right now I've started off with 2 of every single different kind of food item, and that is across food shelves, across fridges, and also across tables as well. I don't know how this is going to work, and I think it's already taking market share off my other place. It'll just be interesting to see. I do want to go ahead and add in some more car parks very shortly as well, and right now this storage room, it isn't filled up, and there's a reason for that, which I'm going to go ahead and solve right now. It is because there's no parking facilities close by over here. So let me go ahead and jump into roads work. As you can see, there's lots of people coming over, and you can see the checkouts are getting used a lot. I need to go ahead and already add in more store clerks because we can see quite a few empty shelves over here. Compared to the other shop though, it is stealing market share, and you can definitely tell that. For example, there's really hardly any queues in here at all, where there was a lot before. It's just a little bit more spread out, but it doesn't really matter. You can see people just running around here, which maybe isn't the best thing either. Anyway, let's go ahead and add in some loading zones. That is really what I need for this area here, so we'll go ahead and get those built. That will just allow the stock room to be stocked up that little bit better. You can just see how mad things are over here. It's absolutely insane. Eventually, long term, I actually do want to go ahead and destroy this or rebuild this so it's a little bit different, and then we'll go ahead and I want to turn it into something like this going forward, because I believe that this system anyway is so much better. 2 things to go ahead and note: we've completed the media supplier and we've also completed bowling, so must be very close to getting stuff finished now. We've got bowling done, we're very close at the appliance supplier as well. That'll be a good one to go ahead and unlock. And this place is just insanely busy, but it's actually doing quite well. It's being able to handle things relatively well. As we can see, people are starting to get a little bit annoyed right now, so I could definitely do with some more people working at night, but I'm really happy with how this is working out, and this is what I want. This is what I want long term, something like this. We've also got some more objectives, so we must have gained more than $10,000 in a day, which is good to see, because now we've got 20,001. We can dismiss that and have more than, or I must have got more than 200 customers on site at once, because we now have 500. As you can see here, the profit has been a bit all over the place, or it's not really, it's just very much zoomed in. So it's been roughly, it looks like, I've been gaining quite a bit of money, which I'm glad to see. That's not really a fair representation, but we're actually making quite a large loss now, which is disappointing, per day. I think right now, because it's the evening and I've got so much going on, that's the thing. And also my sales dipped, but they're starting to go back up, which is nice to see. Right, so the next thing I need to go ahead and do is continue to extend the car park. That is something which I definitely want to do. So we're going to have spaces in there, so we're going to have a road coming along here. That should get built quite quickly, then we can just add in some more spaces. What is here? So 2 occurrences of in store 1, people left without buying food, that's fine. Store 7, 42 instances, so yeah, that definitely needs to go ahead and be altered very, very shortly. And then this was the restaurant. So I've not really touched the restaurant in a while, but it seems to be doing okay. And I think over here as well, this is doing not too bad also. Right, the next thing I need to go ahead and do is add in some more parking. So we're going to go ahead and do, this is going to be like the staff only street, if you will, I think. This one here, which works out quite nicely. It just means that there's staff parking over this part of the world. And, I mean, there's parking for staff over at this part of the world, but that's only really relevant if you work in that shop, not if you work in this shop over here. As we can now see as well, I mean, the customers are just flowing through like mad. I'm really glad to see it though. We can also see the storage room here is much more full, and we can see that a lot of vans are actually using this area too. The one thing that I'm slightly concerned about is not having enough janitors now, especially that we're spread over multiple locations. As you can see, there's quite a bit of dirt piling up here, which is not what I'm liking at all. So let's jump into manage, maintenance center, and let's hire a few janitors. So let's hire you. Let's go ahead and hire you, and then finally we should go ahead and hire, I think we're probably going to go here for Zach, because Zach seems pretty good for the job. So that's 3 more janitors. We can go ahead and spread you guys out by hours, so we'll do one at midnight, we'll do one at 8 o'clock, and we'll do one at 4 o'clock. So that's basically just an extra janitor 24/7. Now that I've gone ahead and put in, and that is them now. Basically there's always 3 on, which is good to see, and then hopefully, well I mean during the day at the busy time there's also 4 as well, which is good to see. Definitely need to go ahead and add in some more staff into here, so that's what we're going to do, especially for the evening shift. That is definitely something which I do need to go ahead and do. So if we jump back into store 7 here, let's go ahead and hire staff, and let's hire some cashiers. So we're going to hire Barry. I think Barry, you're welcomed to the team. You're going to go ahead and start your shift at, I think, 5 o'clock at night, and you're going to go through to 1 o'clock, which that works out fine for me, no problem. We're then going to hire another cashier, and who are we going to go with here? I would really go with Jeremy, but his cashier skills are really bad. I think we're maybe going to go for Stephanie, actually. Then you're going to go ahead and start at about midday, I think. Yeah, that works out fine, so... No, should we start you? Actually, let's take that back. Let's start you at 10 o'clock instead, so that works out fine. It just means there's a bit of a dip in the middle of the day, which I think causes quite a few problems. We've got 5 people as well working throughout the night, which I think that is a little bit unnecessary. So if we go ahead and change starting hour in cashiers, who starts off the latest? Who have we got? So we've actually, the latest starters at 5 o'clock at night. I think it's just a lot of people start off at midnight. There's 4 of you that start off at midnight, which that is just unnecessary. So we're going to go ahead and move someone to 8 o'clock in the morning instead to go ahead and help out with the day. And then that will be fine. As you can see here, this is, I don't even need 8 o'clock, because you can see here that this is 8 o'clock right now, and we definitely don't need this many people. Saying that, a lot more people leave actually at 8 o'clock. It's probably the midnight people leave at 8 o'clock. So, does this work out? This works out fine. It's looking like it's working out better than it was anyway. It's just we needed just 1 or 2 extra cashiers. It wasn't a drastic amount of cashiers we needed to go ahead and add into our system. Looks like the janitor's getting over here as well and cleaning up all of the spillage. The one other thing I do need to do though is add in some more stock clerk. That is just a guarantee here. So let's go ahead and hire some more stock clerks. Who are we going to hire here? Well, I think we'll hire Jeremy for this job actually. We'll go ahead and, doesn't really matter when you start. It's probably best that you start at the start of the day, or more like maybe 2 o'clock. That works out fine. Then if we go ahead and hire 1 more stock clerk for the time being, that'll work out. And I think it's going to be Chad. So Chad, welcome to the team. You're going to start at 6 o'clock at night, and that means you've always got 3 stock clerks now working at once, which is good to see. So that should hopefully go ahead and solve all of the... I don't like empty shelves. No one likes empty shelves if you work in a supermarket, so that should hopefully go ahead and solve that issue, no problem. Hopefully that'll go ahead and solve that problem, though if it doesn't, then we'll go ahead and simply just add in more. There is still a few empty shelves, but in general things aren't as bad as they once were. But this place is getting a lot of use, which is good, and in general just our profit is absolutely insane. Again, one of my original aims of this series was to go ahead and try break 100,000, and that is definitely what I'm still working towards. go ahead and close all that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this episode up here. So hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, rating, subscribe if you are new around here. Made a lot of progress. Now we're going to go ahead and turn our attention now really to the Grand Mall and continuing to work towards this. So this starting shop here is done well. However, we're going to go ahead and build this shop next. Don't know what it's going to be. Then we also need to do clothing shops. We need to do appliance shops. We need to do electronic shops. We need to do a lot of stuff. We've got bowling alleys to implement. We have got another restaurant to probably work on. We need to actually deal with this old shop as well. What's going to happen to it? What about more car parking? What about more staff? You get what I mean. It's a lot to deal with, but I'm sure we'll be totally fine. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.